It's day 3. We're wrapping up Comicpalooza. And I'm sitting here with Chad, one of our favorite vendors who we've been playing around with all weekend.
How's it going?
What's up, Chad?
Not much, chilling.
Hey, Chad, you got a booth over here. You haven't really talked much about it. Why don't you tell us what's going on at your booth?
So, my booth is Tokyo Houston. It is my brother's booth and his wife, and they do anime, like stickers and car wraps and stuff like that, and t-shirts. And the wife, Maddie, her side of it is she designs everything.
Oh, wow.
So, and she's also the person you can go to if you ever need your car wrap. So a lot of the cars here, especially like in the back by us, our car crew, Tokyo Houston, she designed a lot of the wraps.
Okay.
And banners and everything.
And do you guys have cars out here, or?
Yes, we do. We have a good group out here. We actually have some of our friends who rolled with us as well that we've got with us.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, and what cars are we? What do we have in our car group?
The blue Aqua Nissan Sentra, which is my boy Wally. Then we've also got the purple Nissan Sentra at the very end, which that's Maze or H-Town Sentra. We've also got the Dodge Challenger, the Top Gun Challenger, that is Nene, which her boyfriend, one of our buddies, who is a actual rap guy, he raps cars for a living. That's his James. He rapped that car, and then she did the whole Top Gun theme on that one. Then we got my boy. Y'all actually interviewed him not that long ago, Nate, with the Dragon Ball Z car. That was great putting that one together. Having to do the wing and everything within one day to get it ready.
And he's a newbie. We interviewed 2 newbies on yesterday's episode. We had Nate, and then we had Michael with the fantastic Frost King.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The Ice King car?
Ice King, yes.
That one is clean. He actually won Gatlinburg Best of Show, I think.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
And this is his first major big car show.
Yeah.
So having him, and when we interviewed, one of my favorite moments is when we interviewed the big smile on his face.
Yeah.
When people were gushing
from afar, but yeah.
When people were gushing over his car. I mean,
I've had friends of mine who are here walking around. The first car they notice is that one. They're like, amazing.
I mean,
it's like the Game of Thrones scene is just out there.
I know. I wish that I could undress and have a crowd like that as well. I mean, I was envious. I'm like, really?
Yeah, like if you look over there right now, he's still got a whole crowd.
Yeah, he's still got he's still got a whole crowd of cars around.
He's doing really well with that.
So, what's your favorite highlights so far from the?
Honestly, just getting to see how well the car culture out here in Houston is doing. Especially at a Comic-Con, to have a whole section just for us car guys and car girls, and to get to see the different cars and the different ideas that people came up with and the wraps and everything. Because we've got, as you see, you've got stuff out here from the Cybertruck.
Yes.
Which I give it up to Tesla. I'm not a Tesla person myself, but I mean, people are loving that. To all your Infinities and your Nissans and everything, to your Mopar guys, to the Ford truck in the back corner.
Yes.
So yeah, it's just I grew up in the car industry. My dad was a drag racer, a dirt track racer, so I grew up at the track. So to be able to go from that to this, it's amazing.
And what's we were talking to Chad yesterday. What's funny is he's also a drag race fan, and I mean RuPaul's Drag Race fan.
I give it up. Out of all the reality shows, that is I will sit and watch that all day long. It doesn't matter to me. And like I was telling y'all the day yesterday, I actually, when I lived in California for about a year back in 2016, I was in Pride Parade. Like I grew up, I'm a very open-minded person. I grew up with friends who were trans, gay, all that stuff. And it's just good to see people happy being themselves instead of trying to be someone they're not.
Yes.
So
I think that's why I gravitated more towards the nerd community because
everybody's so nice.
yes,
Like, you don't have to worry about, oh, is this person, not going to like me, or are they going to talk crap about me and everything? No. Honestly, I have, just from my experience, and this is my first Comic-Con, just from my experience here, it is it's like a melting pot of just all different walks of life and everything, and everybody is so nice.
Yes.
And like the only time I've ever seen anything like that, except for being in the car world, is actually when I lived in California and I worked the Hollywood Highland Mall. Just seeing everybody that would walk through and getting to meet people. People are just nice.
And honestly, when I think about nerd culture and I think about the state of nerd culture right now, especially online, it's a mess.
Yes.
It's an absolute
100%.
Fandoms are out of control.
There's so many too. It's like
just,
everywhere you look.
I know that we are passionate about things.
We are.
But my God, we are sometimes taking it to levels that I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Bring it down a notch.
Right? And honestly, it's the same way for the car culture. Because as you see here, you get the whole stance life, the lowered cars, wrap cars and everything, and they are plentiful and they have their ways on how they like stuff, and then you get guys like me who came from the buying old beat up cars and building sleepers and going to the track. Like, I was more of I enjoyed horsepower over looks, but I will give it up. Coming here and seeing some of the most absolute beautiful cars,
yes,
and everything,
and a lot of people, more and more, Houston seems to be popping up on a lot of people's radar.
Yes,
when it comes,
100%.
It is popping.
100%.
Car culture.
There's a lot of celebrities moving out here.
There are celebrities who are touting Houston, the food culture, the car culture, just
100%.
And the diversity is amazing. I lived in Washington D.C., lived in New York, spent a little bit of time in California. But my God, the diversity in the city is outrageous. It's just completely outrageous.
I totally understand that. Like, I was born and raised here. I'm from Houston and everything. My father's from England. But I have noticed how Houston is actually outreaching to other states with like Whataburger and Buc-ee's, or as some people like to call it, Busey's. It's so great.
How many TikToks have I seen? Well, we went to Busey's today. I'm like, what?
I'm sitting there like, no, it's Buc-ee's.
What?
It's Buc-ee's.
It's like calling a tortilla. I mean, no, you don't do that.
Quesadilla.
I know.
Yeah.
I always look at people sometimes when they call it that, and I'm like, do we need to have a chat?
Right? There's times where I want to message them and be like, it's Buc-ee's.
You know what it is.
Yes.
You know what it is. Stop pretending that you don't know what it is. You know how to pronounce it.
Right. Yeah, 100%. Like, call it what you want to, but at the end of the day, when you're in Houston, Buc-ee's.
It's Buc-ee's. Just like it's Kirkendall, it's Buc-ee's.
Yes.
We don't even know why it's Kirkendall. It's spelled K-U-Y. We don't know either.
Yeah. And then like Mushki, it's supposed to be Mushka, but it's Mushki.
We don't. We just do what we want.
100%. Oh, it's great. So good.
Well, first of all, we're gonna make sure we get some pictures of all the cars that you just named.
Oh yeah.
So that we have
there's some like I was saying earlier, there's great cars here, and there's some like classic JDMs here. Like in the very back corner, you have some old Skyline GTRs and stuff like that. It's just it's amazing to see what people come up with and hearing the stories of how long it took them to go from the stock car that they got, or how bad the car was, to where it is now, and how much time and money that they put into it, but they stuck with it because of the passion. That's what I love about the car community. So,
and as much as As much as I would have tell gay men to come down here and love car culture, we all know ultimately it'll be mostly lesbians. So I'm gonna reach out to my lesbian community.
Right there, I mean,
come on down, and next year, if you can't make it this year, come on out next year.
Oh yeah, we'll be back next year.
Because I can tell you right now, I was here last year. It's bigger.
Yeah.
They didn't have the bikes last year.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Did you check out
the
the
lowrider bikes are amazing, which we have pictures of. We have those already, so we'll have them online.
I have a small obsession for lowriders. And to see the lowrider bikes, just to know how much time and work and framework that goes into, man. Like, I'm ADHD. Me doing that, my brain would be like, So.
I, too, have an obsession with lowriders, but that's a different lowrider.
Oh, man.
Nerds make me horny. What can I say? Nerds make me horny.
There's a lot of nerds here.
Yeah, I got lost
plenty to choose from.
I got lost several times.
Right?
I can see Phoenix looking at me going, no, not that kind of lost, Phoenix. This is not 1993 at Ripcord. No.
Lord. Poor Phoenix over here, just like, I don't know what to do.
Well, Wendy's not here. Wendy couldn't make it because, unfortunately...
I know. Amazing person, by the way. I'm glad that I met her. She's fun to talk to.
She is a ball of energy like you cannot
100%. I
believe.
That
but that ball of energy burns out fairly quick.
It's like by the end of the day, I want to go home.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what? You have to come back next year.
I'm going to most definitely try and come back next year. I want to.
You have to come.
I have wanted to go to a Comic-Con for years. Like, I lived in California, and Los Angeles they love that stuff out there. I never got to go. I went to Coachella. I just didn't go to Comic-Con.
Oh, that's too Coachella. That's too rich for me.
Yeah, that's two things I did when I lived in LA was Coachella and Pride Parade, and I had a blast.
That's too rich for me. I need a $30 festival where I could just sit in the heat and watch a band that was probably from the 1970s and call it a day.
I'm a rodeo guy. I'm a country boy at heart. That's what I grew up with, and so I love when I get to go to the rodeo and everything. Actually, my first concert rodeo was Selena Quintanilla before she passed.
I actually went to see Selena back in the day at the rodeo. It was an accident. We were at the rodeo, and I'm like, hey, who's playing? And they said Selena. I'm like, you know what? Never heard her. Had a great time.
I was there with my grandmother because my grandmother is a committee member, and she was the one that was throwing on the horse shows in the opposite building. She didn't want to go home, so let's go to the rodeo, and it just happened to be Selena Quintanilla. And it was amazing.
And I met a guy named Hector, and we had a great time. We had a wonderful time.
At least you got to have a good time. I was little back then, so I was, I went wherever I was told to go.
I was a grown ass man, having grown ass fun at a Selena concert.
Hey, there you go. 100%.
Oh my God, Chad! It has been fun.
Thank you.
It has been fun. We are gonna probably have maybe one or two more interviews. Maybe. No, I feel like I don't want to leave your side. I feel like I can't leave you.
Well, if I could get someone to take over the booth for me for a bit, I would totally be down to help you with the next interview or so.
Oh, is that what you want? Oh, okay. You were gonna help me with an interview. Okay. Okay. Oh my God. I mean, you got me excited, and then you're like, oh, and I'll help you with the next interview. Thanks. You raised my hopes, and then you dashed her.
Hey, there's ups and downs everywhere.
Well, I guess that's why they're picking the bear. So. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up because we're having too much fun.
Yeah, we are.
We are having too much fun.
We've had fun the past 3 days.
We've had fun. We have had so much fun the last 3 days. It is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
It's been a pain in the ass. Oh my God! You know what? The funny thing is that long time ago, I'm like, oh, I would love to work one of these, and now I'm working one of
Now
these,
you're
and
getting
I'm like,
and you're getting to see a lot of the stuff that goes on
yeah,
here.
exactly. You get to see a lot of the background stuff
100%,
that goes on.
yeah.
And it's amazing, and you get to meet the vendors before they put their stuff out.
Oh, that's the best. So you get to know where everything's at.
Last year I had a little bit more money, so I was like, hey, put that to the side. Put that to the side.
I want this,
I'll be
I don't
coming
want
back
that,
for
I want that, yeah.
So, yeah.
I can only go window shopping right now.
That's pretty much where I'm at right now. I'm looking around all these cars, and I'm looking at all the the lightsabers.
Yeah, but for me, it's more of, oh, I wish I had the money for this car and that car, and yeah, it's
the mark. Because I try to walk out of here with something, and this year I'm like, I'm gonna walk out of here with fantastic memories.
Oh yeah. No, I totally understand.
And a lot of great people that I met, because I met a lot of great people.
Right? Like I was talking to the Pikachu car that's behind your booth over here. Red Sun, he actually imports. He's an importer.
Oh, okay.
And I was talking to him about that and everything. And to find out that he could find those cheap and import, I was like, I'm gonna start saving up.
Yeah, exactly, because
it'd be nice to do something like that.
This is a great place to network. You know, Corey wants
100%, yes.
Corey wants to do have more podcasters.
That would be
next
awesome.
year, and maybe a few more influencers. So we're gonna hopefully sit down with him later on this year and talk about it, because he actually wants to talk to a couple of podcasters. I'm like, bring them on.
Hell yeah, 100%.
In fact, you have a couple in the group that you don't even know.
Right?
You have a couple of car guys in the group who have podcasts that you don't even know about.
And you don't find out to the end, almost the end of the event. You're like, man, well, next year. So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Chad, for sitting down.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
And Phoenix, I think we're going to wrap it up. So, basically, we want to thank everybody who came out to Comicpalooza. I want to thank Wendy Taylor. I want to thank Phoenix Johnson. I want to thank Dustin, whose last name I forgot. Our camera guy who's going to put out some incredible videos and stuff on Monday. Everything's going to blast on Monday. Because I figured Memorial Day weekend, everybody be winding down.
Yeah.
And the people who might have missed it might want to listen to bits and pieces of it.
Yeah.
I'm breaking it down into groups so everybody has like their own little thing.
Their own little section and everything.
I feel
that,
so
100%, yeah.
when you see your little, everybody will have a little thumbnail with their own pictures, hopefully, so that when you see your episode comes out, there it is, right there.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
I try to do a lot of that. I did a lot of that last year, and we had a great time.
Yeah.
Got a lot of positive feedback, so I thought I'd do it again this year.
But
in order to do it again, I couldn't have like 50 interviews. So we had to select and choose.
Yeah, y'all had to pick and choose. I understand that. But just watching y'all do it and everything, it seemed like y'all got some good people up here.
We really do. And we've had, like I said, we've had such a blast. Such a blast.
That's good.
And I'm really hoping to get some numbers. People listen to the podcast. We are broke podcasters here. Listen to the podcast.
That's only how it starts out, though, right?
Exactly.
I mean, but you start coming to stuff like this and big events, you'll be good.
You know, Wendy told me we already have 3 shows lined up.
Oh, wow.
A couple of the car guys have asked us to do shows for them. So
yeah, actually, I think she was talking about one of them was
South Africa.
The guy from South Africa.
Yeah, South Africa. I call him South Africa.
H-Team, even though the vehicle is the A-Team. You know?
Beautiful man, beautiful family, beautiful story.
Dude is 6'6".
6'6", a pure man.
Just built.
And I swear to God, and I said this, he looks like someone I would see in a leather bar. He has the build. He has the whole Tom of Finland thing going on.
So did you? I talked to him when I first got here. I had to talk to him because like tall dude built. I'm over here 5'9".
Nothing wrong with a short king.
Yeah. But he played rugby.
Yep.
He was a rugby player.
Yes, that checks.
They are, and the crazy thing is, rugby players are all built like just big
They
guys.
are built like brick gods. I need to go to a rugby match soon.
Well, get with get with South Africa.
I will get with South Africa.
He will definitely show
I
you
know
that
there's
stuff.
some local leagues. I know there's some LGBTQ leagues as well. So I'll check it out. I can go to Buddy's because Buddy's has all the leagues. They have roller derby, they have baseball, they have all kinds of stuff. So you can just go to Buddy's and somebody will be playing some sport that I might be interested in watching.
No,
not participating in.
I've started
watching, unless I'm a cheerleader.
I've started checking a lot of things off my list. Comic-Con was one, Coachella, Pride Parade, stuff like that. I gotta watch midget wrestling. I'm a wrestling fan.
I feel.
I've always wanted to just one showing, just to go watch that live.
I don't know.
Would be amazing.
As long as I feel like if they're getting paid fairly, I don't have a problem with it.
Right? I mean, like John Cena's here and everything. So, but
it
would be nice to have something like that at a Comic-Con. Just have
Phoenix,
a match.
Did any of us even go down to the celebrity side?
Yeah, they had, was John Cena, Michael J. Fox was here.
Yes, Corey told me that Michael J. is having something later, I think, upstairs.
Yeah.
So I think Michael will be having something going on upstairs later.
And you never know, did you know that John Cena is actually a car guy?
Yes.
Avid car guy.
Yes,
So maybe a chance you'll see him walking around here.
Yes. Marcus did tell me that John Cena has been here once or twice just to look at the cars.
Yeah, he drives a Type R. He's also a muscle car guy. Like, he loves all cars.
Yep.
He actually had an MG built here in Houston.
Really?
To fit him. And they did a whole LS swap and everything by a customization shop here that has their own TV show. So, yeah. I think it's called Texas Metal or whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, Houston as of late.
Everybody's coming down here. 50 Cent moved down here not that long ago.
I know. Houston's become like a big TikTok thing. It's like, every time I go on TikTok, it's like, Houston this, Houston that. I'm like, what?
Especially
y'all didn't even like us several years ago.
It's like,
y'all didn't even know we existed several years ago, and now suddenly...
And now look at us.
Now look at us. That's what happens when 10 million people try to cram it. Well, not cram. Not cram? No, not cram. We're not... We're not New York.
We're starting to stretch out into the country part.
Yeah, we're
outside of Houston. So I mean, starting to cram people in here. But I mean, bring it on. If you want to stay, come.
Well, Harris County is as big as Delaware, so
yeah,
or with a bigger population.
100%. Yeah, it's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? That is their craziest thing.
There's a whole, how many states could you fit inside Texas and still have room? There's a lot of them.
Now,
there's countries that you could fit in Texas still have room.
I came down here in 1979, 1980 with my parents.
See, I'm a 92 kid.
And when I came to Houston, I'm going to be honest, I thought Houston was the dirtiest, ugliest city I'd ever seen. We had just moved from Dallas, and I'm like, I didn't like the people of Dallas, but I liked Dallas. I just liked it aesthetically. I thought it was aesthetically more pleasing than Houston when I moved in at the time.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought it was a dirty city. And then after years of watching it develop, I'm like, wow, this city really has changed.
It grew in front of you, yeah. The funny thing is, I've seen pictures of here where we're at, downtown Houston, from the mid-70s. Mostly it was just parking lots. And to see it now, there's buildings everywhere.
Deserted after 5 o'clock.
Yep, right.
People, literally would leave downtown after 5 o'clock and this place would be deserted. I had never seen a city where the downtown was completely deserted.
Oh, yeah.
It was the weirdest thing back then. Now it's more expensive to live near downtown than it was when I first got here.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
It's 5 o'clock hits and that's it.
Yeah.
And that's honestly when a lot of the car scene pops out. Car scene is very big at night.
Very, very.
You hear
very big and very illegal. I'm not going to talk about the legality of street racing, but I've seen enough of it, especially off the Hardy Toll Road to know what's going on.
Oh, no. See, back when I was growing up, you had Rankin Road and stuff like that.
Yes. Yeah, but Hardy Toll Road on that side of town was also very...
Now, when they start doing... That's the annoying stuff, is when they start getting on, 99 and Hardy Toll Road and everything, or even, I-10 and 610, and they block it off.
Yeah.
That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what's ruining the car scene and car culture. is stuff like that. And then also like the takeovers, when they just pick parking lots and they just destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was with a buddy and we were rolling through and we happened to come across one, and they were in a Walmart parking lot and they had the security guy pinned up against the building just so they could just destroy it.
Oh my God.
And that's that group that cops come in, they run and they go find somewhere else, and it's just they send them on a goose chase.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what ruins the car culture.
What's funny thing is that they go from the north side to. If there's issues in the north side, they'll move to the south side. If there's issues in the south side, they'll move back to the north side.
Oh yeah.
It's like they flip flop back and forth.
And they have multiple spots for each.
Exactly. And the drag race scene. Drag racing scene.
Now we're talking about drag racing, or
no,
RuPaul?
not RuPaul. But Houston Speedway drag racing, which I've never been in. That's on my bucket list too. I need to go to Houston Speedway.
So you need to check, if you want to go to a drag race event, go to HMP, Houston Motorsports Park. And I say that because that's our 8th mile track, because they tore down our quarter mile track, which was the Baytown track.
Yes.
What's crazy is so many people want to sit there and whine that there's outrageous street racing, and they tell us to go to the tracks, but then they turn around and they start shutting down the tracks. You can't get what you want if you're going to mess up where you want the people to go, because once you do that, you're just sending them back out into the streets.
And young people are clever. They figure out ways to do stuff. They figure out ways to get around stuff. I mean, I was a young person once. We figured out a way to get around shit. You find a way to get around shit.
Like and with all the jobs that I've done, I know every back road from here all the way to Brenham, Texas, Conroe, all this. So I know where I could go.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
Well, Phoenix, you ready to wrap it up?
Phoenix is like, let's get out of here.
Phoenix is like, let's get out of here. I am tired. I want to go home to my man. I want to relax, do my thing.
Yeah. Well, again, thank y'all for having me, and we'll see y'all next year.
We definitely will. Get some pictures. Make sure you get some pictures. And thank you guys for having fun with us for Comicpalooza. Like I said, we'll be releasing this all on Memorial Day, so you'll get to, see what Comicpalooza is like. If you've never been, you'll get to meet the guests that we've had and the experiences that we've had. It has been fun. It has been worth it, and you will love it. So, once again, thank you, Chad,
thank you again for
helping me wind it down because Wendy couldn't make it.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you later in a restroom somewhere in the building. So we'll talk to you later, and that'll be that.
All righty.